Hi guys, let's check this out. Apparently, on August 19th, which is in 2 days, right after the full moon, which should be interesting, but an interesting choice of timing to go play around outside. Still seems more satanic and more fake horse shit, in my opinion. But who am I? I'm only just the real Neo. So I know foolery. And I can see foolery. Now, who built all of this? What is this? As big as a damn small strip mall. Who built all of this? I remember them saying they sent all the shuttles up, but most of them shuttles were top secret missions. They weren't missions, they were putting up satellites. But wait a minute. Where's the satellites? Gets even better. Where's the stars? Where's the sun? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Geosynchronous orbit. Does that even make any sense to you? You know, something is always either going up or down in this realm, living plane, living creature, whatever you want to say, other than ball that's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Which, by the way, I guess I'll see if I don't know if I put up on my main channel the Independence Day Resurgence review, but you know that movie was over in the first 5 minutes when this gigantic spacecraft, 25% of the circumference of the Earth, lands on it. Okay, so I don't know. Why don't you just start spinning a basketball around and then take, I don't know, a roll of quarters and tape it to it and then try to spin that basketball around on your finger? It's game over. Most ignorant period we have ever seen, ever. I mean, it's literally, it's worse than the bread and circuses from what you read about from the old Caesar days. I mean, this is a joke. There's no evidence or video of them even building this damn thing. So, and wait till you hear what Glenda's about to drop on you. So I'll hand it over to Glenda since, as you can tell, my opinion is biased.
We start out our EVA at the Quest airlock. Jeff will be EV1. He'll be coming out wearing the red stripe. And Kate will hand out an ORU bag to him that contains all the IDA tools. She'll egress, and then they'll begin their translation forward out to the very forward end of the space station to do their work. Jeff will translate around the starboard side of the external stowage platform number 2.
And what are we thinking that's broken out here that all this this work needs to be put in? I mean, again, this is
So wait there just a moment while Kate finishes her initial translation adaptation and then translates over the top of the stowage platform out to pick up her foot restraint, which is on the very forward edge.
Oh, these are all the pull handles. Okay, I get it. I get it. All right. Goodness.
Edge of the ESP2. Once she's got that, Jeff will translate forward on the lab and that up over the top of the node 2.
Oh, if anyone's a betting person out there, 5 will get you 10. They've already filmed this quote unquote EVA in Star City.
And finally onto the PMA2 that's at the very forward end of the space station. He'll position the ORU bag on a couple of handrails that are right on the zenith side of the PMA, and then open the bag so that they've got access.
Look how this is becoming like NASCAR too. You've got all of this. I guess they're right. I guess they want the. Oh my goodness! I mean, really?
Access to their tools
so
and
fake.
Equipment. In the meantime, Kate begins her translation. She's going to translate up over the top of the lab, and then forward onto the node 2, and finally forward onto the PMA2, where she translates down toward the nadir side and locates the socket where her foot restraint will go, or work site.
And I don't know about you guys, but these look like rebreathers. Rebreathers, look it up. Look it up. It's on the internet.
Once she has her foot restraint set up there, she'll be able to access the cables that were pre-positioned by Butch Wilmore on a prior EVA. They're tied off to in a bundle to a couple of handrails that are located on the PMA. While she's getting set up, Jeff will also get his foot restraint and get it set up. It's currently located on the top of the Columbus module. He'll reach.
Okay. I'm a couple of minutes in, and if you can't feel the same vibe I'm feeling, this is a real good attempt at trying to confuse the hell out of you. Look at all these wires going everywhere, too. I mean, this is pathetic. Pathetic. You take a blender and take off the cover of it and leave all the wires exposed. See how long it works in your kitchen.
Retrieve it from there and then move it down to his worksite interface on the PMA, which is more Zenith and a little bit toward port. From there, each of them have access to be able to reach their cable. Jeff's cables have also been pre-positioned on a prior EVA. Terry first left 2 bundles of cables there for him to access. Once they get into their foot restraints, they can attach their adjustable equipment tethers loosely to the IDA. Kate has one.
That looks like a Lego. That looks like a Lego.
Adjustable tether, and in order to be able to reach between the handrail and the IDA2, Jeff actually has 2 tethers in series. When they're in position, they'll give the go to the robotics operator on the ground to release the IDA2 and back the Dexter arm away. At this point, the crew has complete control of the IDA. They'll cinch the tethers down into place, and then they'll begin mating the cables. This is Kate's cable configuration on the nadir side. Here we see her at the neutral buoyancy.
You cannot write this stuff, dude. Oh, neutral buoyancy. Rebreather.
Practicing those cable mates.
These are the old-fashioned kinds of underwater equipment, breathing apparatus. Modern breathing apparatus. Not a spacesuit.
And while she's mating her cables on the nadir side, Jeff is mating his on the zenith side. He has 3 cables to initially mate. These cables are providing heater power to the docking adapter as well as the hook drive power and the sensor power. The switches will be commanded by the internal crew member, ID crew member. Top will work at the IA control panel, which is in the node 2 pressurized volume. As he operates the switches, it commands the hooks that are on the docking adapter to extend out, rotate around, and engage the passive hooks that are on the pressurized mating adapter. There's 2 sets of hooks, and while they drive the first set of hooks, the crew needs to remain still. But during the second drive, it's stable enough that they can begin work installing a cover on the hemi-reflector that's on the nadir part of the PMA2. Then they're into their final cable mates. These final cable configurations remove the power from the hooks that we're driving to engage the PMA and provide visiting vehicle hook power. Here you see Jeff working in the neutral buoyancy laboratory. He's removing a couple of jumpers that are required to do his.
Oh my goodness, I feel so sorry for Glenda and all these people. I mean, they have to live their entire lives in deception. Oh boy.
Final cable mating. Once the cables are mated, they have some outfitting to do. First, they'll be covering up the H fixture. That's the Dexter robot arm was holding on to. Then there is another hemi-reflector that is on the PMA. They'll install a cover over the top of it and then move the tether that was holding that.
Can you replace all the lenses on the cameras with normal lenses, please? No more fish eyes?
Cover in place up to tethered to the large protective cover that's covering the IDA2. That was in place for launch in the SpaceX Dragon. There are several straps that need to work together to remove.
Get it, Dragon.
Very similar to the
Serpent.
PMA covers that we've been installing and removing in the past. Here you see Kate working in the NDL to remove the straps from the handrail holding it in place. The 2 of them need to work together to stuff that cover into the ORU bag. At that point, they can install the 2 hemi-reflectors onto the docking adapter, and then the final thing that they need to do is mate up the visiting vehicle power to one final cable configuration that needs to be made. Jeff will complete that mating, and at this point, that docking adapter is ready to receive our new crew vehicle. The crew can pack up and clean up this work site. Kate will pick up her foot restraint and return it to the ESP2 from whence it came. Jeff has to pack up the ORU bag and also return his foot restraint. His foot restraint goes back from where it's located, where he's been using it.
Look at all of these wires. Do you understand that they're supposed to be micrometeors and all this other damage that can be caused up in space? And you have exposed tubing, exposed wires. People, this is just plastic and rubber. Plastic and rubber up in that environment? Can you imagine? I mean, wow. Wow. Disney drunk.
On the PMA, they'll take it back up to the top of the Columbus module. It'll be staged there in place for the IDA 3 installation that will be happening in late 2017. They return the ORU bag back to the airlock and then go out. Kate will go out to the lab.
Now, we're going to watch this. We're going to watch this on the 19th and make sure that they follow every one of these steps, because I tell you, this is. I'm really worried about them up there. They're so fucking high. 250 miles up there. Can you imagine even if you dropped a spanner?
There and route the cable for IDA 3. We call it the white-green cable because we put some tape marks on it in white and green to indicate which one it is. She routes it forward to the node 2 where it's in position for the IDA 3 installation. Jeff has some work to do back in the area where the Z1, the node 1.
Now, anybody that knows anything knows that tape is not going to work in this environment. I mean, think about it. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Moisture, 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 no moisture, 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 no moisture. It's impossible.
The node 3 and the lab all come together. We refer to this area as the rat's nest because of all of the cables and electrical.
Oh, rat's nest. You got that right.
Lines that route through that area. So pick up the cable bundle that was left in position at the end of EVA 35. You'll make a couple of connections down on the node 2 and then route that cable across the Z1 tray over to the starboard side of that tray and then leave it in position there where it will be ready for its final routing on a future EVA. The last scheduled task for this spacewalk will be to remove a couple of caps from some connectors that are located just underneath the Z1 on the outside of the node 1. At that point, the crew will return to the airlock and ingress. If we've been particularly lucky and efficient throughout the day and the hardware cooperates, rather than ingressing the airlock, we've got a couple of get-ahead tasks that we can do. One of them is to configure the port CETA cart. We'll tie down the brake handles to keep them out of the way for long-term operations on station. And then we also want to get some photos of the alpha magnetic spectrometer from the windows and from all the cameras on.
I'll repeat, replace the lenses on your GoPro cameras with normal lenses.
Space station.
And a 360 pan would be nice.
Cannot see the outboard side of the AMS. We'd like to get some photos of that area, see how it's doing, so they can get those photos from the top of the logistics carrier that's located right next to it.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's completely ridiculous. Let's just check in on Mr. Nazis here. That looks like the scariest job in the world. Flying can be scary. Ooh, there it is. Flying can be scary. Let's thumb it up. Let's see what happens. Oh. 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 Nazis, Nazis. Space videos are Nazis, Nazis. So all these comments are going to be scrolled through, Like this here, you get a few of them that'll slip through. Where's the 13,000 other satellites? Where are the stars? I get you. Equals Disney. I love you, by the way. Awesome. You are awesome. Anyway, guys, I'll put a link to this in the description. They're going to pull this off on the 19th, but like I said, 5 will get you 10. It's already been filmed in Star City. Yes, that's true. I wonder if someone could leak the footage like Hollywood does. Anyway, guys, one love. Deja be out.